All right, so we're getting pretty close to being done all of our content, right? We've got our heading, our image, our subheadings, the description, all that stuff. But one thing we were missing is links. So what I think we're going to do is I'm just going to do a search of peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And I bet you there's some sort of, I was going to say, some sort of Wikipedia, another recipe, but I don't want to give a link to competition. So let's go to this Wikipedia page that has the history of the variations in nutrition and all sorts of information. So what I'd like to do is on my website, when it says here peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I'd like this to be a link that when I click on it, it would open up this Wikipedia page. Okay. Now, again, links are pretty easy. We can go to W3 Schools and look up links, or we can go to MDN and go to our A tag is actually what the links are, the anchor element it's called. It has an href attribute. Okay. So either way you can learn about this. And the main idea is it's an A tag. It has an opening tag and a closing tag. Whatever it is in between the opening and closing tag is what you click on for the link. And then this href attribute is really important, right? So attributes always show up in the opening tag. Just like we had, these are attributes, right? Source, alt, width. Do we have any other attributes? No, not yet. Okay. So anyway, the attributes always show up in the opening tag, and this A tag has an href attribute, and inside of quotations, that's the URL, the Universal Resource Location, our address there. And that'll be whatever this is, right? That's our URL. Okay, so this looks pretty easy. We just need the A tag. So I'm going to go here. And I'm going to find the text. This is the text that I want to be my link. So I'm going to start by putting an opening A tag. Okay, the autocomplete, we'll delete that. And then here's where I want it to end. So here we'll do our closing A tag. Right? So opening tag, closing tag, whatever's in between them is what the link will be. Now if I save this and go back to the website here and hit refresh, it's not a link. And it doesn't even style it as a link. And that's because links need that href attribute. So you need to go inside of the href. I'm just going to close this for a second. Inside of the A tag here. And inside of that opening tag, we add our href attribute. And inside of the quotations, we tell it where to go. And that's where I go to here. Right? We can select this and Control C to copy. Go back to here and Control V to paste. And we'll save that. Okay. Now we go back, hit refresh again, and now you can see, okay, it's underlined, it's purple. Usually it's blue if it's an unvisited link. It's purple if you've gone there before. We can change those styles later. But now if I click it, it'll take me to that Wikipedia page. Now, it actually stayed in the same tab, right? So I have to go back to my page. If you want that, that's fine. But if you want it to open in a new tab, in addition to the href attribute, we have to, now where's the bracket? This is the closing bracket for my opening tag. We need to go into here and give it a target attribute of underscore blank. Okay? By giving it that target attribute, it tells it to open the link in a new tab. This is what that means basically. Okay, and I bet you if we talk about this, it probably shows, yeah, the target attribute. Right, the default is self, so it has the same thing. Blank, parent, top, sure, whatever. Blank is the most common one, I think. So just like that. All right, so now refresh, and now when I click it, you'll notice, right, it opened in a new tab. I close that and my page is still here. Okay, cool. All right, one last thing I want to show you is it's kind of annoying to have to refresh all the time. And I forgot to show this earlier. Remember our extensions, we added this prettier extension. Another good extension to add is Live Server. Okay, Live Server by Ritwick Day. So I already have it installed here. So feel free to go ahead and install that. And once you have the live server installed, what you can do is there's actually a button here, go live, right? You can click that, or I like to often just go to the HTML file and I right click and say open with live server. Okay, so I'm going to do that. And it should open up in your default browser. Now, you'll notice here, I'm just going to close some of these here. We've now got the two, right? But look at the difference. This says a file, F drive, index.html, whereas this one is like this, 127.0.0.1, 5500. Anyway, what happened here is this is just opening up that local file, and I have to refresh it each time. Whereas this one, this number here represents the local server. Every computer has kind of a local server, and 5500 is the port that it's using. And you'll see that down here, port 5500. So if I want to close the server, I can click on this, but I don't want to close the server. This port means that Visual Studio Code and this browser, this web page right here, are linked together. So what I can do here, I'm actually going to do this so that we can see them side by side here. I should have done this earlier, actually. Kind of nice to have them side by side. I'm going to make this smaller as well. Whoops. All right, like so. And like so. Beautiful. Okay. Now, the idea here is that with the live server open, what I can do is, let's just add an exclamation mark at the end of here. As soon as I save it, the live server will recognize that I've saved, I made changes, and I won't have to hit refresh. It'll automatically reload the page for me. I take it away, I hit Control Save, it automatically reloads the page for me. Right? Whereas, right, let's do that again, exclamation mark. When I go here, I don't see that exclamation mark, I have to hit refresh. Right? Because this is just the file. Anyway, that live server, right? If you want to stop it, you just click to close this. But generally, you just, while you're working on it, you keep that port open so that as you make changes, you can see the updates. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Do I want to keep this open? I don't know. It makes it a little cramped my code. I like to have more room for my code, but that's all right. Anyway, so what did we do here? We did the A tag, right? Opening and closing tag to start to. Hold on. Let's get back to this. Right, opening and closing tag, whatever's in between those. And again, let's do this and get that back there. I'm surprised Prettier didn't do that for me. Save. Oh no, Prettier wants to do it this way. Fine, I'll listen to Prettier. But it seems kind of weird that it breaks that bracket up. I guess it's probably trying to match this and this together. Okay, anyway, opening and closing tag, and that's my link. And then that live server extension helps with that connection. All right, hope that made sense. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.